Hello, Jenny with the Swearing Mom's Guide to Life here with another centerpiece. This one's going to be a little more complicated than the previous, but it's going to follow the same rule of just following the circular pattern around. Slight angle to your stems will help give the ball effect that is desirable in a simple centerpiece like this. The items that you'll need is your container. This has about a 6-inch opening. I like the green. It's a nice kind of rustic container. I'm doing something kind of fall themed. You can use a clear container if you like. You just want to make sure you have a nice wide opening because we're going to use quite a few flowers in this. You're also going to use about a dozen small roses. I just chose these with a smaller head because I'm going to use them in clusters. I also have some pretty orange dahlias that I got at Trader Joe's. I'm going to use maybe 10 stems of these, somewhere in that ballpark. They are pretty fall flower, and they were really inexpensive, so I just grabbed them. I've stripped most of these flowers of their leaves so that we can not have to worry about them, soaking in the greens or anything like that. I also have some sunflowers, maybe about 5 or 6 stems, and they're big, so you don't need a lot to make an impact with these. I'm also going to use a vegetable. I'm going to use artichokes in these. So you'll need a couple artichokes and a couple of these wooden skewers as well to help hold them in place. Handy cutters, rubber band for the stems, and we're ready to get started. So first I'm going to take a handful of these roses. Again, they have smallish heads, so I'm going to use 3 or 4 in a little bundle. And I'm just going to start layering the dahlias around them at an angle in a circular motion. I'm going to add a few more roses to a bare spot over here. Keep traveling around. I'm going to add a sunflower for a little bulk. Just hang on to them kind of loosely. Don't go crazy holding them too tight. Another sunflower. Maybe a few more dahlias over here. Just being real casual about following these around in the circular motion. Another sunflower to even it out on this side. A few more roses. Another dahlia. I think I want a sunflower in the middle, so I'm just going to kind of slide it in there. Another dahlia. Nothing's perfect about this. You're just kind of going through the motions. A little bundle of roses. And there you kind of have something to work with here. Round. It's not perfect, but you've got it in your hand. And once you've got it in your hand, you can make slight adjustments. You can reach under and kind of pull this guy up a little bit. You can turn him so that he's facing the way that you want him to turn. You can adjust and pull as needed to give yourself kind of an even ball to end up with. I saved some of the greens off of the edges of the dahlias, so I'm just going to kind of layer a few of those in here. They have the little unopened dahlia blossoms at the end, which will give you a nice little bit of texture. You don't have to throw these things away. Even though they look like garbage, something you would strip off and not use, you can keep these because they add interest to your arrangement. And they're free. They came with the bundle. So put a few more pieces in like that, just following that circular motion, giving myself my ball of flowers. And once I feel satisfied with the look that I'm going for, I can take my clippers and just give my stems a according to the size of my pot again. You want to always kind of use your container to gauge. Give myself a nice little clip on the bottom. You can use a floral knife if that's easy for you. I'm using clippers because it's safer for people who are not used to using a floral knife. Take your rubber band, slide it under a few stems on the bottom, give it a quick wrap, slide it up under a few more. You can pop this bad boy into your container, kind of let it feel its way in. And then I'm going to take my artichoke. I've got the skewer already poked into this one, so I'm going to give it a cut about the size I want. And I'm just going to slide it in where I think it will look good. There is no wrong way to do this. You're just kind of going with what feels right to you. So I'm going to take my skewer, just poke it into the stem of the artichoke, give it a little cut, and slide it in where I think it'll look nice. So now that I've done this, I have a completed centerpiece that is totally appropriate for a holiday table. It's appropriate for entertaining. It's a little bit unique because you've got your use of your artichokes. You could also, I mean, you could put anything you like in here. If you found some kale that looked pretty, you could give that a cut and stick that in too. There's no rules. It's whatever you like. You want Brussels sprouts? Put Brussels sprouts in it. You want to put some broccoli up in your shit? Go ahead. It doesn't matter. This is a really simple centerpiece in under 10 minutes, a little bit bigger than the last one. I hope that you guys will try it and not be afraid because honestly, what's the big deal? I think I spent a total of $12 on this. There's no way that you could get this centerpiece anywhere for $12. The worst case scenario is that it looks a little uneven. So give it a try, don't be afraid, push yourself to try new things, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with your results. Thanks for joining me again, and I hope that you will have a happy table with this beautiful centerpiece.